Hello, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the BioDevils podcast. This one's a little bit different than usual. Today we'll be talking about anime and not video games. This one is going to be about Bleach. I will be filling in for the usual host, BioDevil Dom. My name is, of course, KaptainKaos, and I'll be your host this evening. I'll just go and introduce each one of the members who are currently here, because some people are not here at the moment. So I will just go one at a time here. First off, we have Drilbit, if you want to introduce yourself real quick.
Yeah, hey everyone. So how's it going? Pretty excited for this.
Yep. And next we have Dark Angel.
Hey guys, this is Dark Angel. I love Bleach.
And of course, last but not least, we have Brandel.
Hi everyone, Brandel here. Yes, Clorox is the best type of drink to have.
Yeah,
that's
why swallowing Tide Pods over there.
That's a sequel.
Wash the Tide Pods down with bleach, and then the sequel detergent.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, I figured we would do this podcast mostly out of anticipation for the 1,000-Year Blood War arc of Bleach that is going to be coming out later this year. So yeah, with that all being said, let's just go in order here with the questions. So starting off with the first question, what was your first introduction to Bleach?
It's easy. Toonami. Yeah. The first episode, I was there.
Oh, Adult
first episode of Toonami.
Disgusting.
Damn straight.
Yeah, with me it was Adult Swim. Like
yeah.
I just kind of watched the lineup they had at midnight in middle school. It was like Inuyasha, Bleach, Code Geass, Death Note. Really good stuff. Like really good animes I got introduced to. And Bleach was one of them. I was just really interested every time I saw a new episode. I didn't get to see all of them in order, so I would like watch a new episode and I'd be totally lost as to what's happening, but I'd still be like really invested in what was going on. So later, after I got introduced to it, I just went and watched the whole series in order, and I was pretty much sold after that. So,
weirdly enough, for me it was around 2011. When Soul Resurrection came out, like on the very first day it came out, like June 23, I'm talking 2011. I went into GameStop and I was like, hey, this guy looks cool. I don't know what the fuck Bleach means, but hey, let's pick it up. I went home and played the game and I was like, shit, I kind of want more of this. Though indirectly I spoiled the fuck out of myself when it comes to like the actual plot. And like it went all the way to the end of the Aizen saga before the Fullbring arc, so I was completely spoiled on it. But hey, that incentivized me to watch the anime.
Yeah.
Actually, I might have to take back once. It might actually have been Adult Swim.
Probably was. Because I remember they showed it a lot on there.
Yeah, it might actually have been Adult Swim in particular that I watched it on. But same time though, like Toonami was on at the same time as well on Saturday, so like it probably wasn't overlap there.
I mean, it probably was also on Toonami. Yeah, I would like watch episodes they have on Adult Swim. Like I remember I watched one episode and they were referencing things that happened in the Soul Society arc, and I'm just like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then I realized I missed like one of the best arcs in the series. So I was like, oh damn it. And then I watched it later. I'm like, this is really fucking good. How did I miss that? But I think it was one of the filler arcs, unfortunately, which I feel like they showed more than the actual like canon arcs, I guess, in the series. Yeah. That was a quick one. All right. I guess that being said, does anybody want to read off number 2?
Oh yeah, I didn't get to say my introduction. So yeah, for me, I guess it was checking out the mangas and like those old Shonen Jump magazines had a preview for it. If anyone ever remembers those.
Oh yeah, the Shonen magazines. Yeah, I actually never really read those.
I never had one personally. I didn't know Shonen Jump was a magazine until literally in the 2010s.
Yeah, well, that's how I got my introduction to a lot of mangas, and Bleach was one of them. And then they came on Adult Swim, and I really liked it. Of course, I got into anime. I think around the Arrancar arc, so I had to play catch up a bit.
I'm trying to remember like when I got like what point in the story I got introduced to it. I feel like it actually might have been like, I don't know if it was either like it was a little bit after Soul Society arc. It might have been the Power arc actually, strangely enough. But then like I started watching Arrancar arc, which was really good. And then of course it got interrupted by tons and tons of filler. Which it really annoyed me when I watched it, especially like considering, you're watching it on cable TV, so you can't just skip that shit. You got to watch all of it. So yeah. All right. So anybody want to read number 2?
I got it. Favorite story arc in Bleach, manga, and anime. The Bound arc obviously is like the best.
Damn straight, man.
Definitely not the Bound arc for me. For me, it has to be the second half of the Arrancar arc when they're in Las Noches. Like everything was uphill from that moment on. Like from his initial transformation to his fight with Grimjaw, Ukiura, like the actual development he had as a person because of his fear and protecting his friends and all that. It was just great. And then fillers hit midway.
Oh, yeah.
Here's your chance with the fillers attacked.
I'd actually have to agree with that. That was probably my favorite point, or my favorite story. I like the Arrancar arc, but like watching it in the anime and it getting interrupted by all that filler is just very annoying. So at least you can always skip it. But yeah, I would have to say Arrancar arc, and I would also agree that the second half was definitely probably my favorite. Like it had a good start, but yeah, the second half when all the climactic fights were happening, especially the final fight with Aizen, and of course Aizen and Fake Karakura Town was always really great. The Ichigo versus Okiura fight, the Ichigo versus Grimjaw, there's just some really great moments, and I agree. Like Ichigo had some of the best development in that. I guess if I were to rank it too, like my second favorite, of course, everybody's favorite Soul Society arc, really great. I'm gonna have a hot take here. I actually liked Fullbring arc. That was like my third favorite, to be honest. Mostly because like I think Ichigo did go through some pretty good development in that arc as well, and I liked that it was different because you got to see Ichigo without his powers, and he had to like face a villain that he couldn't just use his Shinigami powers to fight. So you kind of had to you see him get really like helpless in a way that he's never really been before. So I like that about it.
Hey, like you get to see the high school boy instead of the badass like
soldier. Yeah, and I think this will factor into a later question too. But one of the things I liked the most about it, like my favorite moment, was when you just see Ichigo just totally like he's just totally helpless. Like he's just like he's had everything taken from him, and he just starts like. He just has a breakdown. Like I was like, damn, like I felt that, like that one scene where he's just like literally crying about it, and then he gets his Shinigami powers back like right after that. Like that was some great shit. That was one of the best moments. I mean, I guess I've already answered the later question, but that was one of my favorite moments in Bleach from that arc.
Actually, I won't go next. This may be brief, probably not. But this might be not a surprise though, but I feel like the Soul Society arc is still probably my favorite. Mostly because of the fact that Ichigo was pretty much top shit for a while, right? Until someone else came in and kicked his ass, right? And then kidnapped, pretty much a close friend, right? So I like the whole premise of him just going there against everybody's will and wishes or whatever, right? He went there, tried to get back Rukia. On top of that, him developing new skills and finally understanding what it's like to be a Soul Reaper type deal. So that's one of the reasons why it's probably my favorite one. Next would definitely be the Arrancar arc, especially in Los Nochos and him going up against Aizen and all that. Like, I agree with everything you guys just said though, so I don't need to elaborate on that. And then, of course, finally would be the Fullbring arc for the same reasons you mentioned, Chaos. The man lost his powers. He got to live through it. Then he got a new set of powers. Lost that. Then his friends came in clutch and gave back his powers. That was a nice little turn of events there.
Yeah.
But for the manga itself, though, I don't know. It's probably going to be a 1,000-year war arc, though. But granted, I haven't read it in a while, so memories will loose on that. But the overall events of it was freaking awesome. Ending, could have been better, sure, but we get to that later.
Yeah, in a couple of months.
Yeah.
New ending.
Yeah, we'll get to that eventually, I guess, in the anime version. Considering how long the 1,000-year Blood War arc might be with the anime.
Yeah.
Dan?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, you got the dock open?
Yeah, I do.
Dan, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Introduce yourself real quick.
All right. Sure. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Dirty Dan, and I'm here with these dudes today to discuss one of my favorite animes, probably. The only ones that really stuck with me.
Yeah. We're on question number 2 currently. If you want to talk about your favorite arcs in the series.
Honestly, I think it's probably the Fullbringer arc. I just like the aspect of it focusing more on Ichigo being human and not so much relying on his powers, even though it's what he technically needs, with everyone around him getting hurt and basically mind controlled by Tsukishima. So yeah, I think that's probably my favorite arc out of the entire series.
Yeah, I really thought about, I actually debated if that was my favorite, but then I was like, I don't know, the Arrancar arc to me had some of the best moments in the series.
The Arrancar arc had really good fights.
Yeah, but although my only issue with it is that it kind of overstayed its welcome, and there's some story stuff I didn't like about it.
I did feel like it drug a bit in certain
had to
points.
do with the fact that
Yeah.
Phil's didn't help with that either.
This is a small rant, but the number, the whole number 0 reveal is really lame, or number 1 or something. What?
Yeah.
Wait.
But yeah, if I guess with that all being said,
But yeah, the answer number 2. I guess it still would be the Soul Society arc. Honestly, it's probably the best paced out of the entire series. Like I said, the Arrancar arc, it kind of dragged on a bit, but it was still good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what do you guys think about the opinion that I know it's kind of adding on to the question, but everybody says the series got really bad, I guess, after Soul Society, which I really don't agree with. But yeah, that's
No, I don't agree that though. But in a way, I can't understand the sentiment simply for the fact that they cut in too much of the arcs, right?
Yeah, and kind of the Arrancar arc started to repeat beats from Soul Society. So it felt a bit repetitive.
I guess just the premise of...
Yeah, I understand the sentiment, though. I just don't agree.
Yeah, I guess because people look at it now Orihime has been kidnapped, so we got to go rescue her, kind of like Rukia. I got kind of see that, but it's different circumstances. So, yeah. Anyways, does somebody want to read off number 3?
Man, you got it?
Yeah, I got you. Thoughts on the characters and how they developed throughout the series. Well, Ichigo obviously got the most development because he's the main character. But one issue I kind of do have with Bleach is that despite the side characters, the other characters being really fucking awesome, though, they don't get enough screen time.
That's an agree.
In particular, for me, it would be Chad. With him.
Chad is really cool, but he barely gets any screen time. His biggest highlights in the Arrancar arc.
Yeah.
You got Orihime, who was just, honestly, just a plot device for Ichigo.
Yeah, her powers had potential of being really cool, but it's kind of underutilized.
And then you got Mr. Quincy here, Uu, who should have been like honestly the guy.
Oreo.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, he should have been he should have been on like the Vegeta or like the what's his name from Hiei from the show and whatnot.
Yeah,
like, I feel like he should have been like that character.
Especially since he's a Quincy, and that becomes kind of relevant later on.
Yeah, right. So like, I think the characters could have been better developed though. At least that cancer, right? Now, on one hand, though, on one hand, like the other supporting characters, like say, Rukia's brother, Kinpachi, Bias there, among others, like I think they actually do have a pretty good character development throughout certain arcs, like the Ronkai arc, and then that's your Blood War arc. Just name a few.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, yeah, I think Ichigo, obviously, since he's the main character, of course, gets the most development throughout the series. But I mean, I like the development of him as well as just I don't even feel like, romantic wise, like I don't they really feel like they should be together, but I do think that both him and Rukia had really good chemistry throughout the whole series, and I think I like the development of their even if it is just platonic, like just their bonds. I just never I can kind of see where Kubo's coming from with pairing him with Orihime, but I just never, I don't know, like obviously she is like in love with him. That's pretty obvious, but I just don't really feel like they have as much of a I don't know. It never really came off like they have the same kind of as close of a bond.
There's not really enough chemistry for them to show that they have feelings for each other. Really, there's not enough build up to it.
But then, of course, there's all the other characters, like the side characters, the captains. I always find I've pretty much found most of the captains very interesting. There's just so many unique characters. I really feel like they do get a little bit of development throughout the series, but there are some that I really wish got a little bit more screen time, like a little bit more development. But I mean, it's considering that there's just so many characters in Bleach, obviously there's going to be some that are left out. There are some that do get expanded upon, like with the movies, which are, I guess you would technically say some of them at least are filler, as maybe not Hellverse, but for instance, Hitsugaya, he got somewhat expanded upon with Diamond Dust Rebellion. And of course, they probably further expand upon the other characters in some of the other movies too. But yeah, I think for the most part, there's some fairly, pretty good development for the characters. But of course, like I said, I just kind of wish some of them got a little bit more, especially because of what happens with some of the characters later on in the series. Some of their actions might make a little bit more sense if they got more screen time or have their motivations better explained, I suppose. Oh yeah, I'm actually surprised nobody mentioned. I can't believe I forgot his name. Hat and Clogs. What? Damn it, I'm blanking on.
Any information?
The dude that owns the shop. Urahara. Kisuke, I guess in regards to characters, I liked. I think it was called the Turn Back the Pendulum arc. He got his. He got some pretty good development in that too, because you never really we never really got much about him. He was kind of a mystery until that point. And then we got this whole tragic backstory about him, and as well as him, and also the Vizards too, because it ties into that. Shinji and all his group.
The Vizards were another example of being kind of underdeveloped.
I mean, they had a lot of potential. I liked what we got shown in the Turn Back the Pendulum. I kind of wish they, like I said, they would have gone a little bit more into them, especially since, with that final fight with Aizen, I feel like it would have been way more impactful had we got a little bit more about some of these characters. But yeah, I think for what is there is pretty good. And of course, there's definitely extra material that expands upon the characters even more. But for the anime itself, I'm just kind of going by that.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, you want to go?
Oh, didn't I go? Fuck, what was the question? Lost.
Number 3.
Oh, yeah, the characters and all. Yeah, Ichigo, honestly, a lot of people argue that Ichigo didn't get enough development considering he's the main character.
Oh, he did.
I don't agree with that necessarily at all. Like honestly, like at least in his core group though, like he gotten the most development easily. Now, and then you compare that to the captains though. The captains surprisingly got a lot of development, which people honestly do not give enough credit to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem there is like the same issue that like One Piece has, is that the side characters are so well developed, and you could almost make a whole anime based around them, and you'll still want more. Like Kenpachi, you could watch something that's centered around Kenpachi. He's such a good character.
Yeah, like
Same
if
with
they made a prequel.
Yeah, it was like it works. Like
Maybe
all those characters are great.
maybe Unohana as well, considering 1,000 years.
That's a whole.
Yeah, I was about to say
right
I kind of did get spoiled as to some of the stuff that happens with her in the manga in 1,000 Year Blood War. So
yeah, I'm gonna try to not talk about the Blood War for the most part, but as far as like development, I feel like out of the captains, Byakuya had the most development because he started off as this absolute hard ass, but with his ways and all that shit, and like Ichigo single-handedly changed him throughout this series. Even carried out pretty much to the end of the series too.
Yeah. Like, he started off as just a cold, captain that didn't care. Well, that just did his job, that he was just dedicated to his job, and then he's actually caring about his sister.
Yeah, I did like that about it. I mean, he was pretty much willing to sacrifice her in this Soul Society arc, so I like how he changed it.
Yeah, did Yoruichi get any real development? Because all I know is that people are just horny for her.
She kind of did. Like, I remember she, there is that whole thing with her and Soifon. I guess that's kind of, she develops, they get a little bit more backstory with her. And then she kind of, I think she has some history with Kisuke. But
yeah,
because Oriichi and Kisuke had pretty much had a thing, right? And, Soy Rag over there is jealous of it.
He's like
Soy Rag.
He's just coping and seething about it.
Essentially.
Speaking of Soifon, I think she probably got the most shafted out of all the characters because I don't remember much about her other than she wants to deal with
the problem is that her Bankai is the most potentially broken.
It's a giant missile,
but they shaft her.
No, my issue with her is her arrogance and her just seething all the time, dude.
She's such a bitch. She's just a bitch. Yeah.
She has nothing to back it up. Honestly, she cannot back it up. She has an OP ass weapon, but she doesn't back it up.
I think Kubo realized that. Oh wait, I might have made it too OP, so they kind of had to think of something to not have her curb stomp everyone.
Honestly. God, dude, she's definitely one of
the coolest. I think the best fight she had was against Baragon, but that was about it.
Hey,
what's the other fight she's been in? I don't actually remember.
Honestly, that's pretty much the only fight she was in that was major.
She fought Yoruichi, and this is not counting filler stuff.
But that was mostly training.
Yeah, Baragon's the only notable fight she had.
Yeah, I can't really remember too many fights she was in.
Mayuri was.
She was. I guess if we're not talking about her, I mean, obviously she was in Diamond Dust Rebellion, but not really for too long. Like I said, it felt like she got the shaft. There were some other captains I feel like got that too. Probably because there's just so many captains I can't focus on all of them.
That was mainly on Kubo, to be fair. He was struggling writing the story and all that. So
he might have needed some extra help because I think the problem was just having too many eggs in the basket.
I mean, that's not an issue because again, One Piece, best example. Way too much shit going on with the characters, but you can still pull through.
But the thing is Oda is so great at world building that he's able to juggle all of that around.
Yeah, Funny enough, Oda actually doesn't like writing the story. He just likes drawing characters. That's why there's so many characters in there.
Yeah, I mean, Kubo does have a thing for drawing really cool designs, and you can see it in Bleach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the progression of his art in Bleach is like crazy how well it got over time.
Just the aesthetic theme of like locations and everything. Like he's a fucking like maniac. His work is amazing.
Like I like how Soul Society
one
and
more-
Wakamundo looked. Those are really interesting locations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how do you make a desert look interesting?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Where it's like nighttime where it's like nighttime all the time.
It's like the gray sand as in like ashes, and you have fucking like black night sky, which is completely different from the human world because it's like a little tint of blue.
Hey.
But Kamundo is just black and white. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay.
Just like the Hollows.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we've kind of answered that. If I guess we want to move on
Oh,
to.
yeah. Hold on, Drill. You got some background noise or whatever going on there, G.
Oh yeah, I kind of hear that.
Hang on.
Yeah, please mute yourself when you're not talking, though, because this is pretty noticeable.
You mute
Okay.
yourself.
I'll read off number 4. So thoughts on the Bleach movies and which one is your favorite? Yeah, sure. Anybody can go.
You could go first, Aaron, honestly. What you got
Oh.
to say?
Honestly, I do like all of them besides the first one. I feel like the first one really didn't do anything. It was just, hey, here's a movie. But at least the second one and the third one, I think second one was the Diamond Dust, which was focused on Hitsugaya. And the third one was more Rukia-centric and a little bit Byakuya.
And what was Hellverse?
Yeah, Hellverse was the fourth one, which was canon to the actual main story. It actually added a lot of context for the Hollow Fight Ichigo. Or people say Vastalorde, but that's kind of incorrect. And like the art style in the fourth movie is just insane. Like it's like they went all in on that movie, big time. And just the concept of hell existing, because everybody's under the impression of, Hakamundo is the equivalent of hell, I guess. But no, the hell is its own thing. And not only the movie made it, like Kubo recently did the whole manga chapter, the one shot, like 30 pages of that, and I hope we get more of it. Like I'm still holding my breath to get more chapters on that one.
Yeah.
The hell is really interesting.
An arc of
Yeah.
hell when you see the giant gates just open.
Yeah, that could lead to a lot of story potential. But yeah, I've only seen the first two ones. Honestly, I like the first one. I kind of like the Ichigo and that one girl, Senna, I think is her name, got a lot of time. I do like the idea of their, like, she's like made from like a bunch of different memories. So all of her past memories are like all jumbled up.
Yeah. So in regards to the movies, I've only seen like two of them, which is Memories of Nobody and the Diamond Dust Rebellion. I feel like I enjoyed Memories of Nobody more than Diamond Dust Rebellion. I did like Diamond Dust Rebellion, but
Same.
I don't know. Memories of Nobody just I felt was more interesting. Had a more interesting story, even though the character of Senna is just original to the movie and obviously doesn't show up again. But I kind of was intrigued by her character and her story, so I kind of like that about it. Haven't seen Fade to Black. I find the idea of it interesting, and I haven't seen Hellverse. And now that everybody's like, I've heard so much good things about it, I really want to check it out. Especially since I guess technically it's the only movie that's actually like canon to the actual story. And considering Hell had been teased like quite a bit in the main series, but we never actually got to see it. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, I guess out of all the movies I've seen, Memories of Nobody is probably my favorite.
Truth be told, like my favorite is definitely Hellverse. But honestly though, like it's a toss up for like number 2 because honestly all three of them are just really good. But my favorite premise though between the three is honestly Diamond Dust for the simple fact that the possibility or probability of someone having the same type of Bankai as someone else made for a really interesting story altogether. Because that was supposed to be technically impossible for someone to have another Bankai or a copy or whatever the case may be, right? And yet here we are. Someone has the same Ice Dragon Bankai. I forgot what it's called. So for that alone, though, I'll say that was part number 2, just based on premise.
Kyoden Maru?
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Also, no bullshit. The first 3 movies all have a very good high point, and it's when Kenpachi gets in and loses his shit.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Kenpachi is king.
Anytime Kenpachi gets screen time is great. Because the dude just wants to fight.
Exactly. He just like, no, fuck this plan. I'm going to kill something.
Kenpachi's a fucking Chad.
The best scene, though, was when he's turned stone, right? And then he just broke out of it after, something fell on him. He's like coming out again all hyped and shit. And so just going ape shit.
Yeah, Kenpachi's probably one of my favorite captains.
Like, yeah. I think he's everybody's favorite, to be quite honest. Like, I have not seen anyone who doesn't like Kenpachi. Like, it doesn't be your favorite, though, but just the simple fact that you like him, like...
I think the only people that might have a problem with Kenpachi is not even Kenpachi himself. It's the dub voice that changes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think...
the second voice, though, did not... I mean, it does its job, though, but the original is just forever.
They changed it to Ishin's voice actor for
I
whatever
didn't even
reason.
notice
I don't know why.
Oh, there's a reason. I think it was money dispute. I think that was the reason why.
Yeah, he demanded a raise. He wanted a raise. And
hopefully they get it settled with the 1,000-year blood war.
Oh, I hope it comes back. I really hope it comes back.
Yeah. So I guess if we answered that, we can move on to the next question. Number 5. Somebody wants to read that one off.
I'll go.
Yeah.
What was the most memorable scene or fight scene in the Bleach anime or manga?
Many, bro.
Everyone's gonna say the one thing.
That's a really tough one for me, actually.
Ichigo and Grimmjow, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, that is up there, though, quite frankly.
I mean, it's up there, but it's not my favorite one.
Ooh.
Damn, that's a good one.
I mean, I could go first, I guess.
Well, my bias choice would be anything with Kenpachi in it. But he just doesn't hear everything.
But what's the best Kenpachi fight scene? Like,
See, that's the issue.
Shit. What was that one guy he fought during the Rankar arc?
Fuck boy. Fuck, what was his name again? Aaron?
He was one of the Ronkars. It's the dude with the...
Oh,
fuck, I can't remember what his name was.
What,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Neotora. That's a great one.
Spoon Man.
Just a wiki of Bleach. He just opened the book whenever.
And he's like, oh shit. Like, it's funny because he's like, oh shit, I might actually die. Okay, I gotta get serious.
Yeah, I gotta put my other hand.
Use another hand.
That's all it took.
He literally went bunk and won. Like, bruh.
Man, it's a menace.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I know this is a minor fight, though, but when Yamamoto was squaring up against Aizen and his retarded lackey, the fact that you see a glimpse
Wonderwise.
Wonderwise.
Yeah, like, he punched the shit out of him to the point where even Aizen was shocked, and then he nuked Aizen. Like, that's a glimpse of his power. We didn't even see him at full power.
That's him without his Zombox. Like, that was just him fist fighting.
Yeah, and even then, damn, that was scary. Oh yeah, didn't he like disintegrate like one of the big hollows?
I think
Oh yeah,
so.
the big guy. I think he fucking like one shot at the big guy that the Polybell's lackeys that combined into one. They just pretty much one shot at that one.
No, the three beasts, the big beast.
He did the same shit again at the full bring guard. Like, hey, you got stronger. Let me fight him real quick. I got mad. He just cut him in half. I'm like, yep. Call it a day.
I think Mayuri versus Seizel Por was pretty cool too because they're both using their weird powers. a giant ass creepy
Oh
baby.
god, I remember that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then he's like, didn't he like leave him to like, just wanting death for like 1,000 years or some shit?
Yeah, 8,000
Yeah.
years or some shit.
And then like, yeah, because he injected him with like drugs or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think with me, like,
Damn.
so I was kind of debating. I was like, because I did mention earlier, like, one of my favorite moments, at least, is when Ichigo just loses everything. That was great. But, so favorite fights, I know, like, obviously it's very much one-sided, but the final fight with Ichigo versus Aizen, like, that was just, it was great. Like, mostly just because it was so cathartic because, Aizen's just supposed to be this godlike figure and Ichigo's just, I think the proper term is like he's Dangai Ichigo now. Because he's just he's just like throwing Aizen around like he's just like that one scene where he's like, Aizen's like, we're gonna fight right here and it kind of hurts out and Ichigo's like, no bitch, we're gonna fight over there and he's just like
talk to the hand, bitch.
Like that was so good. Aizen just gets put in his place in that fight. It was so amazing just to watch Aizen. He's just like not believing what's happening and then, of course, Ichigo just finishing him off with the final Getsuga. But the thing is that, of course, Ichigo was super OP in that fight, but he had to sacrifice literally everything just to take down Aizen. I think that idea is just great. He had to sacrifice all of his power just to defeat Aizen.
Did he?
Did he though?
Well, yeah.
He was like backhanding Aizen across the fucking mountains. He really didn't need to do that.
Yeah. But then my second favorite, just in terms of general moments, is probably like Gin betraying Aizen and just, because some people might not have seen that coming, but like, I really like that moment. Just, just to realize Gin was the good guy the whole time, but he just had to, go to some, he had to become the villain just to get it close enough to Aizen to get a good hit on it.
Just to get that one shot.
And of course, he dies for it, which is just like one of the most tragic moments in the series, in my opinion, too. Because you really just hate Gin, and then you're like, then you have to just like, oh man, I got to reevaluate his character now. Like I was like, maybe I was wrong about this guy.
You get like 2 episodes. Kubo gives you exactly 2 episodes. I don't know how many manga panels that's gonna. He like the whole anime. You're like, wow, Gin is an absolute asshole. He's a piece of shit. He doesn't get his hands dirty when he's actually a snake. And in that 2 episodes, Kubo fucking somehow makes you love this character. He's like, fuck, this man sacrificed everything just to get one shot. He dies for it. Like, it's
love his woman too.
Yeah, and then
all for his woman too. Like shit.
Yeah, and then Rankiku has to like.
Well, of course, the tragedy is they could never really be with each other because of that too. So it's like when she found out the truth, it's like he's already dead.
That is shit.
Yep. Honestly, like the best fight for me would probably be like Ichigo versus Ulquiorra. That one was really
that
cool.
was a close second for me. I was like, that one was great too. It had a really great moment.
Then when he turns, like the Vasto Lord form.
The fact that he dies for a few seconds and then comes back and turns into his hollow form is fucking amazing.
Yeah. And was out. It was like he was so out, or he couldn't even revert time to fix him. Like he was dead.
And just like ripped his heart out.
If I could rank these, to be honest, for myself, I would put the Ulquiorra fight on top, mainly due to the fact that the build-up Ulquiorra had of how much power he has. It's like throughout Las Noches, Ulquiorra is just toying with Ichigo. He's just ragdolling him all across the roof. And as soon as Ichigo turns to his like hollow form, it is literally the complete opposite. Yeah. Like in the manga, if you actually read the manga, this was censored in the anime, sadly. But in the manga, the white, which is controlling Ichigo's body at that point, pretty much humiliates Ulquiorra. Like, when he rips off Ulquiorra's hand, he tosses it at him. Like, it's like, here, get it, bitch. And, like, he pretty much does every... Like, the scene where Ulquiorra grabs Ichigo from the side and he just smashes him into one of the pillars. Why does that to Ulquiorra? Like, he literally... Anything Ulquiorra did to hurt Ichigo, White does it back to Akiura, and you find out why all this happened in his when Ichigo was training for Dongai. Because Zangetsu tells him that I will do everything to protect you. And that White actually pretty much did that. White was just butthurt over the fact that, yo, you treated my boy like that. I'm going to do it right back at you. That's what I like. The anime really fucked it up because they censored a lot of stuff. If they would have kept everything, that would have been great.
Yeah.
But, that manga those manga panels are so good.
No, I'm
the color version.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned the censorship too, because I was annoyed by that too when I actually did some more research on what they censored.
Apparently, there's a lot of dismemberment scenes in the manga that weren't shown in the anime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
They also, I know that one big thing people complained about was Hollyville getting censored.
Oh yeah, they censored a lot of the females as well, though, from minor changes to arguably pretty big changes. For example. Yeah, like when when Chad gets fucked up by Yami, they censored it. Yep, that's because he pulls against
if you see it in the manga, it's brutal.
Yeah, it's broken.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty. Expect Yoruichi to get censored, and that's when we were blood war.
Didn't
yeah, unless
didn't like Soy Phone's outfit also kind of get censored too, like because she has her what was it, like part of her outfit's kind of like open or something, and you can see some.
Okay, yeah, but I don't remember what.
Yeah, because I think people were saying that's evidence that the new anime is not going to have that because like she has that same outfit she has in the manga.
Yeah, because I think they said the new anime is uncensored. So
which is good. I mean, for that arc, it needs to be, honestly. I mean, from what I've heard of it.
Yeah, with so much that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay, yeah, I just read it. Yeah, you guys just mentioned it. Now her original design has been restored in the 1,000-year war arc.
Hey, nice.
Like, that's weird that they censored it, but didn't even uncensor it when they came to DVD.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they would restore some things for the Blu-ray releases, I guess the DVD releases, but yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of an old anime.
Anyways, so I guess with all that, we can probably move on to let's see. Okay, yeah, number 6. I guess I can read off that one. What is your opinion on what was shown off in the new trailer for the 1,000-year Blood War arc for the anime? Yeah.
When's the release date?
Is it out yet?
Yeah.
Is it out yet? You're right.
I'll just go because mine will be quick because I haven't read the manga for this arc, so I really only know what I've been told about it. I'll just speak from a visual standpoint. Both of the trailers, I know the first one is technically pre-animated, but this one I guess is more supposed to show what the anime will probably look like. The most recent one we got. I really like what I've seen of it. I know this is kind of like a new director working on it. It's not the guy from the original series. So he's kind of bringing, I guess, his own art style to it. Where, the characters have, if they're in a different environment, they'll have, this... he really focuses on, the lighting. So, if they're in, a certain environment and, there's a certain color light being reflected on them, you'll see blue light or something like that, reflected if they're in a certain place, which is pretty cool. You don't really see that in a lot of shows. So I kind of like that detail. And of course, in terms of just animation quality, it looks obviously like a major step up from the original series, which isn't hard considering, this is probably just going to be adapting that one arc. So I really like what I've seen so far. And I liked it as, of course, supposedly not going to be censored. I want to see more blood. I want to see some dismemberment. I want to see stuff that's more, I guess, faithful to the manga in that regard. And I like that certain characters, I guess, have been restored to their original designs. So yeah, I like it. Seems like it's going in a good direction. They got the original composer to come back too. So it seems like all the right people are there working on it. Of course, Kubo is working closely with them as well. So that's always a good sign. I don't think we really need to worry too much. The only thing, and of course, I guess this also goes to another question that's going to be asked later, is kind of wondering how long this is going to be, especially considering there is supposedly going to be some things that are going to be expanded upon I expect it to be a fairly lengthy series. So just to adapt this arc.
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
I hope it's at least 30 episodes.
I mean, the rumor I've heard is it's going to be around 50, like
arc.
40, 50, I guess. But
that
yeah.
makes it better. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, shit,
it
that's like
does.
his own
Yeah.
show on his own. Like, God.
Yeah. So basically, like Inuyasha, the final act
yeah.
kind of stuff. But yeah, like Studio Period, like
Oh, just
got kind
real
of
quick,
mixed
I
on them
was
because they could do-
concerned when I heard it was period because I know a lot of people were like, oh, let's get some, we want to do animation studio, to tackle it. But here's the thing, like, it's not always animation studios like that dictate how the quality is going to be for an anime. Like, it's more the people that are working on the show. Like, if you get talented people working on it, it doesn't really matter the animation studio. It's like if you have enough talented people behind it, they can turn out something really good regardless of the studio. So that's kind of what I've learned. Just researching like how anime is made and all that.
Yeah, Studio Period did work on the original, funny enough. Like when they have real talent, it can be really good. Like Black Clover, that has really good animation.
Actually, I got a question for you guys once this one's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like but everyone knows Period because of Boruto and unfortunately Tokyo
We don't
Ghoul.
talk about Tokyo.
Oh no.
But I am but yeah, with Bleach they gotta bring their A game, especially considering there's a lot going for it. Like it can't possibly be botched.
I don't know, man. I think the only good thing I can name is fucking Black Clover from that studio so far.
I know they did. There was a couple other.
Well, actually, they did. They did a Yu Yu
else.
Hakusho too. But that was like more like the glory days of Studio Pierrot.
They also worked on Akudama Drive. If anyone's ever seen it.
And the dude who's directing it is the guy that he also directed Akudama Drive. So,
yeah. But yeah, hopefully it's good.
I'm excited for it. Honestly, I read through the arc, and I just, like Chaos said, I want to see like actual violence in this shit, not have it be censored.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it is a shonen at the end of this, so you might not see too much. Like you're definitely gonna see like arm dismemberment because that's like the thing shonen is like okay, you can't cut off their head, so cut off their arm. It's anytime you want to cut anything off, it's just shonen is like, nope, you can't do that. Cut the arm off. So
my leg.
Yeah, it's like not even that. Cut the arm off. Like it is infamous. Shonen does this in every single anime. It does it in Naruto. Did it in One Piece. So like I don't know how far they're gonna go with dismemberment, but I'm probably with Chaos on this. I do want to see the full glory of what they can do. Motherfuckers get ripped apart.
Yeah, just keep it uncensored and maybe go a step above.
Dude, if they actually censored that particular moment with Yamamoto, dude, like that would.
Oh no! They better not. That's gonna be sad and it's gonna be impactful.
Well, I'll just say without spoiling it, I know it's gonna get pretty dark when they go into a certain character's backstory. So I'm really hoping they don't hold back on that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, like they honestly, guy cannot hold back on this. Yeah, more thing about it.
I'm excited to see, obviously, more fight scenes with Kenpachi when it does happen. Oh, God. Man is going to body. Man is just going to be a powerhouse again.
Yeah, unless somebody else has
I think so, yeah. I think, Brandon, you said you had a question for all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, if this series really takes off, do you think that we could get a resurgence for the original series? Maybe like a Bleach Kai type thing where they remove the filler.
See, that would be a massive undertaking, though. Like just to
like Dragon Ball Kai, I think they had to like restore the footage and then like restore, like fix some mistakes. I mean,
the point is, do you think you would do like another redux of the series?
Honestly, I don't think so.
I wouldn't mind
so here's the thing: there's nothing like. like the series did technically like mostly faithfully adapt the manga. Like it's not like a Full Metal Alchemist situation where like they didn't adapt the ending and all that. Like, you know, I mean, and this is kind of what this is supposed to be. They're going and finishing.
Well, Full Metal's a whole other beast altogether.
So,
because of that.
I don't think so. Like, because I can't see any real justification for it. I think what might happen is that maybe when Kubo is done with like the Hell chapters, like maybe we might get something with that eventually. But
Ooh.
yeah,
Keep it uncensored. If it doesn't happen.
I don't know. Like I can't see them remaking it or anything like that. So,
yeah, but even then, having a version with the Rancor arc where there's no filler would be great.
You really would, yeah.
Honestly, the only reason I think they might not do it is because, and it's the big reason too, is like Shonen's busy. Like they have schedules for years just packed. They kind of want to give every like successful manga their time to shine in anime. Like case in point, recently with Spy Family, like Spy Family's manga was so good that they pre-listed 2 seasons before season 1 was even out.
Yes.
So I don't think they're gonna undertake Bleach as a remake. Like remaking Bleach is gonna be fucking insane.
Right.
That's like twice as long as like Z is. So I don't think that's gonna.
I mean, and you also have to keep in mind, like it's been so long since the original anime came out. Like fans have been waiting for years for this to even happen, for us to get the actual ending of Bleach.
Literally 10 years for it to continue on.
They're just gonna look at how much demand there is for it. You know, it's like, well, how much demand and how do we profit? You know, from doing this. Like that's kind of how they're gonna think about it.
Well, that's why I said, like, if this series really takes out to a point where it blows up expectations, blows off charts, or whatever,
Yeah, well, it's like I said, I can see them doing like other stuff, not a remake. A remake is probably like not the least likely to happen. Because I'll bring up another series for example too. Mobile Suit Gundam, like the original series, fans have probably been wanting a remake of the original series for such a long time. That series is from the 70s, like, and they've been doing so much stuff with in the original timeline for MSG, but we still don't have a remake of it, and that's just like a 50-some episode series, like, and they're really showing no indication of wanting to do like any kind of a remake. I mean, I guess people were thinking maybe it might still be possible, but. You know, like that's just something I've thought of. Like, you know, yeah, there's all this demand for maybe going back to the original series, doing a remake, but they're showing no interest in doing it. So think about just I mean, in comparison, Bleach, it's so much longer, and it's a more long running shonen. That would be way harder, I would think, to go back and actually like redo it, even without the filler. You know, it'd still be a long series.
Yeah. You'd be talking at least 200 episodes.
Yeah, like there'd be a lot of production involved in that. So
there's one way I can see Bleach getting like remade, and if it's like the arc they're gonna drop, it literally does like One Piece numbers.
Yeah.
And shown in the weekly. Like it needs to top One Piece consistently to like be able to actually be like, oh, you know what? We're gonna pay attention to this anime a little bit.
Oh, there it is.
There's James.
Better late than never. I suppose.
Yeah.
He's halfway there.
Well, we have someone who's late to the party. If James wants to maybe introduce himself.
Yep.
Or not.
He's still not there.
Disappointing.
Oh wait.
Oh.
There you go. Oh, there it is. Wake up, bitch.
You live.
Got a podcast to do.
Literally what it is.
All right, well, introduce yourself now.
My name is DevilHunterJames. I'm a sleepy hunter today.
What is going on with you?
James, real quick, do you want to answer question 6? That's where we're at right now.
Holy shit, you're only okay, wow. We've been going.
Yeah, taking our time with this shit.
Yeah. DMC
I did join a little late too. So.
What is your opinion on what was shown off in the new trailer for the 1,000-year Blood War arc? I like the music. It's like the first thing I noticed. They really tried to hype up the Stern Ritters.
Yeah. Well, they had the same composer come back from the original series, Shiro Sagasu. It definitely gave me that Evangelion vibe,
missed
which
it.
is he also worked on Evangelion, so it sounded more like that, honestly, than something from Bleach. But I think it's fitting for the arc, considering what's going to happen.
Yeah, he nailed the tone for it.
I actually want to add something to this really quick. I feel like with this arc, there's going to be a lot of like horror, like undertones with the music, given everything that's going to happen.
Yeah, I could see that.
They kind of feel like they're going for kind of a World War II-ish vibe.
Yep.
Yeah, well, based on the like film look to it and all that, it looks like something from the 1940s. I kind of got that impression. But yeah, I guess if we're done with this, we can go ahead and move on to what was it? Number 7. Does somebody want to read that?
It is rumored that there will be various changes to 1,000 Year Blood War anime adaptation. What are the changes you expect to see? They kind of, just based on the little things I've heard, I feel like they're going to extend fight scenes, because 1,000 Year Blood War is famous for doing a lot of like off-camera fights. Sure, Arian knows what the fuck I'm talking about. That shit.
Yeah.
Like fights you want to see is off screen. Then just later, like, oh yeah, this happened. It's like, oh,
well,
kind of wanted to see that.
These characters are dead in panels. Yay!
Yeah, they did that.
That is true. That a lot of that did happen. So I definitely can see that being expanded upon. Like seeing what happened.
The fact that they had a Kenpachi fight that you don't get to see is already a crime.
Yep.
Yep.
The God, the Chad.
Emperor.
Yeah. yeah, like definitely some of the later part of 1,000 Year Blood War felt rushed, so it'd be nice to actually expand on it.
Well, considering what happened, that makes sense.
And there's a fight that Rukia has. You don't see that either in the earlier part.
Yeah.
Things like that. I would like to see this stuff was more fleshed out in general.
Yeah, especially with like the final act. Yeah, like it definitely would be nice to see some new stuff while maybe expanding on the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty much going to have to agree with everyone on, I want them to extend the fight scenes or expand on those. And of course, I have heard about the fight scenes they didn't show in the manga, so that would be great if we could actually see those. Of course, the most important thing to me, I guess, I definitely want them to and I think Kubo will, but I was like, please fix the ending. Like that's out of everything, honestly, like that's the most important thing to me. Like, please fix the ending.
That's literally the next question.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay. So I already kind of answered. But anyway, yeah, that's like one of the most important things I want to happen.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to tie in both questions together. Since you guys covered the fights and all that, I think the one thing they're going to definitely change, and I think the reason why Kubo is so involved with the anime is because he wants to elaborate on all the setups that he didn't have time to actually do on the manga. Like the backstories of some of the Stern writers, especially Yuha, and that ending specifically. I remember I read that chapter 4 times. It got to a point that I was in class reading it during class time. My English teacher almost drop kicked me out of the fucking school. Like I was trying to read it to a point that I understand what the fuck just happened in this last chapter, because I did not get how everything happened. Like it was like 18 panels and shit went by too fucking fast. So I think he's like the last few episodes is gonna drag out for that fights, just to elaborate on what the fuck happened and like why the arrow and all that shit's like exists and all that. Because a lot of people call out Aspel on the last bit, but I'm pretty sure it's because he didn't have time to elaborate on it, because Shonen pretty much told him to wrap it up in this many chapters. So
yeah, I think he said you have 5 chapters to finish it, wrap it up. And I don't blame him, considering it's a very heavy time constraint. So I think he had to make compromises just to give it somewhat of an ending.
Yeah, thanks, Shonen Jump.
Yeah, fuck off with that
Yeah.
rushing manga.
Imagine being a mangaka.
Yeah, back then it was horrible.
Imagine being a mangaka.
You can't rush the god like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
really
like-
can't.
They went from rushing everybody, and I do mean everybody. Even Kishimoto was rushed to finish off Naruto, but like Naruto was more successful and consistent than Bleach, so they give him a little bit more leeway. They went from like, yo, you got 4 chapters to finish off Bleach to like they are forcing Oda to take breaks every 3rd week. Like they don't allow him to draw on the 3rd week. Like Shonen flipped in for the better, and this is why I was looking forward to the anime so much, because I know Shonen actually got their shit together. They're not the
Finally.
pieces of shit they were back in the day. So Bleach is gonna come back full force.
Yeah, especially I guess it's good that they're not like forcing the authors to go into like exhaustion.
Yeah.
Thank God, Jesus.
Since you bring up the backstory thing on they had to deal with the other Sternritter. Most of them have become fan favorites, yet you don't really learn that much about them.
Yeah, there was like 2 Stern Raiders to get backstory for, and it was very brief.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear that Kubo intended to flesh out all of them, but they didn't have time.
Yeah, like remember the Ronker arc? Well, for every Espada, you pretty much got at least 2 episodes of flashbacks of like their backstory. So
Yeah,
And if you watch the anime, Haribel got an exclusive she got like an exclusive backstory thing.
Yeah,
that was only in the anime. It wasn't even in the manga.
Boo!
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah,
But
that episode was not a thing in the manga, so that was pretty lit.
One of the things the manga or the anime, I guess, did better. Anyways, I guess if we're done with this question, should we do A? Okay, because I know some people have kind of answered this.
No, we did 7.
All right, I guess we can do that.
Yeah, we kind of did answer.
Yeah, that's why I'm
we
wondering.
did-
I'm like, do you guys want to
already.
talk about this or?
I mean, I will say is that
Okay.
I'll
go ahead and ask it then. How do you feel about Bleach's manga ending? And do you expect it to be expanded upon or changed for the anime?
I mean, I expected to get extended considering it felt very rushed. And and I know some people are like, oh, well, they changed what happened, the pairing with Ichigo, but even that, I think Kubo was pretty dead set on it. But yeah, hopefully they at least expand on the ending and make it at least feel at least more fleshed out.
Yeah.
Well, as far as the parent concerned, it's way too late to change that now because the manga Bleach is still going on, at least to my recollection at least, and they set in stone the relationships for all the characters.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to pull the rug out from under us and have Ichiruki happen. That's not a thing.
Yeah, like Ichiruki fans are just gonna have to cope.
Oh, did you do Raylos?
God.
I mean, to be fair, they've always been kind of setting up Orihime ever since the Iran.
See, we did have a conversation about this before. Like, I never got like necessarily romantic vibes from Ichigo and Rukia, but I do like their whole I guess their platonic relationship. Yeah. But I feel like the
honestly,
relationship between Ichigo and Orihime, on the other hand, just isn't as strong. There's just not much there, in my opinion, in comparison. So I guess that's why so many people are like, "Oh,
it's very flat. It's very
their relationship is safe,
pretty much."
Like if Ichigo and Rukia did date though or got together, that is far more believable than Orihime and Ichigo because they have more going on. No, because honestly, they Orihime just felt like the best friend he knew all the time, right?
Yeah.
Whereas direct and series, with Rukia, they've still been through a lot, together. I just said, it felt more natural. They still got together though, but I do agree. Like, there's nothing romantic going on there though, but that's more believable by comparison.
And it kind of reminded me of like with Hinata and Naruto, where he suddenly likes her now.
No, that right there always had setup though. Just Naruto is too stupid to know.
Because he learned by the pain arc and he got his shit together with that.
Yeah, I'm talking about previously. Like, he's pretty stupid to freaking realize that Hinata
Yeah,
really likes you.
he's just a dumbass kid up until that point. He's not paying attention in romantic relationships.
Yeah, but that's been set up, more proper, for a good while, especially since how long Naruto is as a series compared to Bleach, so they have more time to flesh that out. Now,
Yeah.
Sasuke and Sakura, though. Oh, man.
Oh, God.
This man literally said, fine.
He's,
yes, dear.
Yeah, that's funny.
yeah, he like got her knocked up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here."
Absent father.
And look at what happened. They have a daughter with glasses. She's fucking
Like
blind.
he literally choked the shit out of her and almost killed her, but she still got with him. It's like, what the fuck?
Love is blind.
Pretty much.
Not if you have the Sharingan.
Like Sakura was simping before simping was a thing.
Okay, so I guess if nobody else has any opinions on this, we can move on to number 9. Somebody wants to read that. Right.
I got it. Opinions on the dub cast for the anime. Do you think all or most casts will return?
Yes.
Juicy subject.
I really, really fucking hope so, man. Like, especially Kenpachi, though.
I knew
that one happened. That one happened, though. I honestly got it. But original Kenpachi is the hype man. Simple.
Yeah, I think he's like in better terms with like the studio that dubbed Bleach. So he could come back.
Yeah, he said because it's David Lodge. That's the original Kenpachi people like, aka Jiraiya.
Yeah, the Pervy stage.
He said if they contact him for it, he'll do it. He's like, it's up to the fans.
Yeah, I mean,
so he didn't say no.
I mean, obviously, you got to have Johnny. Johnny's a given. Like he's got to be Ichigo.
Johnny's already a given, like 100%.
He was demanding and hyping.
Yeah, he was even in the the fan project they did before this came out. Like,
yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that was even able to happen considering legal reasons. But hey,
I don't think they made any profit off it, so that's probably why.
Yeah, that guy only made one episode of that fan project and then stopped considering this.
Yeah. And with I think he posted on his Instagram showing off some of the 1,000-year Blood War stuff.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Johnny's a fan too, so he's got to be in it. I would like most of the cast to return. It's gonna feel weird if it's gonna be like different people. It just feels more familiar if like most of the cast come back. I'm fine with it. If some people can't come back, it's okay. I guess it depends on who it is. Like characters like Kisuke and like some other characters that have some pretty distinct voices. Like I would actually know if it's somebody else voicing them. So it would definitely be weird if there were like other people than the original dub actors.
Yeah. Like they're probably gonna keep everyone that's still around.
Because in my opinion, I thought Bleach has a pretty good. It's one of the animes that actually has a pretty decent dub in my opinion. So I would like to see them.
Yeah, it does. It's not bad.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Although
it's damn near Dragon Ball Z tier for me.
I guess this is like a nitpick, but I didn't like that they had Laura Bailey voicing so many characters. But that's
honestly,
Laura Bailey's and everything, so
yeah, like I think for some reason they changed one of the Visor's voices, so they had Laura Bailey voicing her.
Oh, was it Hiyori or what's her name?
No, I don't think it was Hiyori. It was Mashiro, I think.
Mashiro or Lisa?
No, that's Tara Platt. Like Hiyori's first voice actress for some reason dropped out, and they had Laura Bailey voice her.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
Brandon.
I'm gonna shut down one voice actor. Sadly, Michael Lindsay is not gonna come back because he's deceased. Sadly,
I think they already had replaced him during like the Fullbringer.
No, he was alive back then.
It was still him.
What
character he voiced?
Kisuke.
Oh,
Kisuke.
Like,
yeah.
it says here someone
that
else
sucks.
voiced him.
That's
during
gonna
the
suck because
arc.
I will be able to tell if someone else like I kind of hope at least if someone else is voicing him they can at least like make it sound like how he did in in the original dub. But
Dude,
Yeah.
Some,
I mean,
that sucks.
holy
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, it can be done if you play like it's like a side thing. But you played Final Fantasy VII. Cloud's new voice actor is literally a clone of Steve. So
Also,
It could
I
be
guess to
done.
add on to
We'll
this
see.
question, who do you guys want? I guess as VAs for the Sternritters or for Yuhabak and starting the new characters.
Oh,
Have Ray Chase be a Stern Ritter. Have Noctis be a
he could
Stern
definitely
Ritter.
pull it off. Could definitely
I
pull
know
off
this
the voice.
one dude. I feel
Yeah.
like I haven't read the manga, but I mean, I just based on Yuhabak as his character, I guess like. There's one dude, Jameson Price. He's been in some other stuff. He's got it's pretty villainous. He's played a lot of villains, so like I think he'd be great for him.
Either him or maybe
Lubu.
Crispin Freeman.
Crispin Freeman, yeah, like
Oh.
I could.
I could see Crispin Freeman, but not for Yuwa. Probably a different character.
Probably one of the Stern Ritters, yeah.
I don't know.
well,
Yuwa looks like a cranky ass old man. So
Yeah, have Steve.
Oh,
Bloom
shit.
voice you.
Oh my that would
oh
be
my god.
that'd be amazing.
honestly, I could see the studio doing like a more lesser known talent. Like they also did I think they also did the dub for like Jujutsu Kaisen. That was pretty good. And the guy who voiced Yuji was pretty much a new guy, or at least new to anime.
Actually, I think Ray Chase voiced Sakuna too.
Yeah, he
Sakuna
did.
Sakuna.
He
Yeah,
was Sukuna.
So,
Sukuna.
Yeah, you got. Honestly, there's a lot of potential in the voice casting recently. So like anything can go with the Stern Rages.
Yeah, they could be a generally newer cast of English voices, especially because there's so many of them.
I actually do wonder how this in the dub is going to be from the sub.
Yeah,
Because recently all the animes are coming up like 1 or 2 episodes behind on dub.
I'm
so-
wondering if
I
they're
think
gonna
they-
do like
some of the
they're
VA
gonna try to put them out like not too long
Simuldub.
after the subs.
The VAs have said some of them have already said they're coming back, so maybe they're working alongside the sub. Who knows?
I feel like they would be doing simuldub because that's like the thing to do now to keep up.
Yeah, I mean it's been happening with other shows.
It's become pretty common practice.
We've seen it with Spy
Yeah.
Family, so probably happened here.
Yeah, Spy Family did that. Yashahime did that as well.
Anyways, so I think we probably
Yeah.
move on to the next question. Let's see. Okay, number 10. How many episodes do you expect there to be for the 1,000-Year Blood War adaptation? We kind of talked about this a little
Actually,
bit.
wait.
Oh,
Can I go back? Can I
Yeah,
go back
yeah,
to the
sure,
previous
go on.
question really quick? The voice of Juha Bach has to be Richard Epcar. He's been Zangetsu the whole time.
yeah.
It would be perfect to see
Actually,
him do
that
it.
does make sense.
That would
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, because isn't he supposed
True.
to like technically be the
Fuck.
yeah, so I think he should be him for sure. Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Damn it. Oh, that man was
Yeah.
that down sadly.
But yeah, I guess in regards to episode count, like I don't know. I guess it like I don't know exactly how long this arc is in the manga. So
It goes from 400 something to
it depends on
686.
how much
So it's like
material
200
they're
something chapters.
gonna do per episode. Like if they're gonna do like how many chapters they're gonna be adapting, or you know how long they'll spend on them. But
Yeah, it depends on the pay. It depends on
Yeah.
when we see the pacing.
Yeah,
This
I
this
look-
could be quite a while. to
I
be
looked
honest.
it up, and it's 480 to 686, so 206.
I guess okay. So I'm trying to think of some other series that maybe like did around that many chapters and how many episodes that might have been. So I don't know. Maybe if we can look to that, but I don't know. Like maybe like 40 or so episodes if I could guess, like something around that. I don't know. That's my guess though, but I'm not too sure.
And no Breath from Hell is the one shot he did before the Hell arc.
Yeah,
right?
that's the
Like,
yeah,
the new chapters. That's the Breath from Hell.
the closest reference I could find is Diamond is Unbreakable is 174 chapters, and the anime is like around roughly how many? Like 40-ish.
Yeah, so I guess that might be what we
So
could
maybe
expect.
they could make. So maybe make it like. Oh, it's 39 episodes. So maybe like go for like 45 or 50 episodes.
50 would be
especially
amazing.
if there's new material.
Yeah, 50 or 45 would be a good episode count.
Yeah, because we don't want to go into Tokyo Ghoul territory where they're just like just speed running the whole.
Unfortunately,
series.
I'm just used to so many anime adaptations just trying to speed through stuff now or not properly adapting the manga. There are exceptions, but yeah, I kind of hate that. So
Yeah, because that stuff goes well.
So I'm really like crossing my fingers that doesn't happen with this. But I don't know. It seems like we have a Compton team working on this, so I doubt it.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody else has any.
If they're gonna be extending stuff, it could go to 50 or 60 in my opinion. Depends on how much
said they were going to be
elaborate.
extending things, so I mean, I maybe a good guess would probably be around 50 if that's the case.
Like if they include the fight scenes we didn't see and do the backstory stuff we didn't see, then that could go on quite a bit longer.
Drag it out a little bit, but that's fine because we need more.
I mean,
context.
this should pretty much be the definitive edition of this, like, of the story arc.
Yeah, this should be the proper version of the Thousand Year Blood War.
Buggy at launch?
Buggy.
Patch the anime.
Yeah, we're gonna have to patch in the ending.
Oh god.
Patch notes for the ending. Patch notes for the backstories.
Gotta patch out the Shonen Jump books.
It's the Mass Effect 3 extended edition. We kind of fixed the ending.
But yeah, I would say 50 would be the sweet spot, especially if it's new material.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally a year full of
Yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah,
it's definitely gonna be like taking up a lot of the anime seasons. I feel like it'll be funny. Like Bleach is probably just gonna be on top, like every season after it comes out, if it's gonna be going on for this long.
Good.
Unless they take a break or something, which I'm kind of wondering about if they're gonna like take breaks in between certain episodes or how they're gonna do that. But
it should be. It's literally Return of the King.
Okay, so unless anybody else.
What question
Oh, we're on number 10.
10.
No, we're on. Are we?
We just did.
Oh,
10.
no.
We
Well,
just
we
did
did
10,
10,
so
so
yeah,
now
now
we're
we're
on
on 11.
Oh, okay.
If someone wants to read that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I already read two. Nah, I read two. You take.
I was already bullied.
You don't read, bro.
No.
All right.
Oh, you gonna do it?
I got it. Have you read the new No Breath from Hell story arc that Kubo is currently working on for the Bleach manga? And what are your opinions on it so far?
Snippets of it. I have not read the whole thing to give a concrete opinion on it.
Yeah,
I do not like Ichigo's new design for his
No, you don't like the dad cut?
No. I mean, that's about the dad cut. I'm talking about his hollow. Whatever the fuck that shit is for.
The Chiaksha?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the half and half type bullshit they got going on there. I don't like shit in general, personally.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've never read it, so I'm kind of a bit lost here.
He should have had a mask with this new form, honestly.
I haven't read it. I've seen people like review it, and
And
I've seen like the new character designs for it. I like the new character designs for all the characters we've seen before. It's pretty interesting how Kubo's kind of redesigned them. Yeah, I don't really like. I feel like we haven't really seen enough of like Ichigo and Rukia, or Ichigo's kids and Rukia's kids to really have like a much of an opinion about them. I guess based on what's out so far. I guess this story will be kind of just introducing them and maybe just like getting us used to them. And if Kubo's planning on doing something like Bleach Next Generations or whatever the fuck, I don't know. He's gonna pull a Naruto.
oh god, don't Boruto it.
No, man.
Man. Next year let's go.
Oh, what, is it gonna be like Boruto where we have like 80 episodes of nothing happening?
Yeah, then we're going to nerf Ichigo by taking away all his powers.
Oh,
Side characters turning into jokes.
I'll say Ichigo has aged a lot better in his new design than freaking Gaara, who he was.
Oh yeah, you're right. Holy shit.
Why they do this to him?
Look at that soy boy haircut.
They gave him the nerd haircut.
Is he going to work in an office? What the fuck?
Why does he look like Hitler? Give him a mustache.
Oh god damn it.
Like, yeah. Like either
someone did it.
Like either some characters got better designs or they got severely nerfed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also what's interesting is they're exploring like the hell stuff in this too, so I'm kind of interested to see like Kubo's take on it.
Yeah, like I'm even surprised hell's a thing in Bleach because I always thought like the Soul Society was supposed to be the afterlife.
It's
no, the Soul Society is more so heaven.
Yeah, in a way, God. Like so they had teased hell in the series before, you know, but they never really talked too much about it. From what I remember,
it was brought up in the very beginning.
Yeah, like they during the Grand Fisher arc, they like Rukia brings it up, and then it doesn't really get mentioned much again.
Well, then you see the gates.
Yeah, you do.
The other hollow.
Not
Grand Fisher. Was the one before?
Yeah, it was the one where they were like that boy's soul was trapped in a bird or something like that, and that guy.
Yeah, it was like the soul of a serial killer that was like that took up the hollow.
Bird.
Okay. Enough of that.
Stop! Oh my god! Stop!
Okay, so
fucked up that I called that joke.
Damn.
I think we more or less answered that one, unless somebody else has something to say about the new arc.
I'm the only one that probably read it all the way through, but I completely forgot what the fuck happens in there. Besides the fact that it sets up a hell arc, but that's literally at the end of it, so nothing happens after it. I just want to see more of that. Like if Kubo can somehow squeeze in hell arc after the 1,000-year blow arc is finished, if they let him go back on his writing shit, I'd be so down for it.
Yeah.
You down?
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone will just be wanting more Bleach after the new anime finishes. They'll be like, want Kubo to return to it, so Kubo might go back.
Shonen Jump hitting us with a mix-up.
I'm surprised you didn't throw in. I'm surprised you guys didn't throw in. What is it? The Can't Fear Your Own World novels.
I thought about that, but I wasn't sure how many people read that. It's like
it's
like a light novel about that one captain I know, but.
There was a bunch of them.
I know there was a few different
characters. So I wouldn't mind if those like anime minis.
Yeah, they could do adaptations.
Like 2 episodes or something.
I'd be okay with that.
I haven't read them, but I've like seen that stuff. I'm like, okay, that's gonna be lit to just throw in there.
Okay, so moving on to number 12. If anybody wants to maybe read number 12. Okay.
I can go. Have you seen or read Burn the Witch, which is also in the Bleach universe? How do you feel about it in comparison to Bleach and how it connects to it? Honestly,
I'm salty if I'm continuing on. Like, fuck, I want more.
Yeah, I do want more, but I do like the aspect of it connecting to how Japan has a soul society and we have a soul society on our part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so freaking weird shit they got going on. We got witches and
dragons.
We got witches and dragons, and they got ghosts. God damn it!
We got witches and bitch.
And they're now in Britain.
I remember,
oh, God forbid, America, man. We got some gunslingers over there.
I didn't read the one shot, like the manga for it, but I saw the anime, and I really liked what I saw of the anime. Like, I thought they had some really interesting ideas, but the problem is that like. It felt like, I don't know how it is in the manga, but in the anime, it just felt like we're thrown into the middle of the story, and like we don't know who these characters are, and we don't know what's going on, and we're just like, they're just like, okay, here are these characters. We're gonna briefly kind of explain the world and the dragons, and okay, forget about the dragons. We're not gonna go too much into it. And I don't know. I kind of felt like there was a lot more that it felt like it was cut out or something, but maybe that's how it is in the manga too. but I kind of wanted to know more about it. Like I wanted to know more about the world and what the deal with the dragons is and all that, and also just the general character relationships too. I mean, I was a little bit confused about some of those, so kind of wanted a little bit more expansion upon that. And I liked, of course, the reveal at the end that all this is the reverse London was the Soul Society West branch. I was like, that's really cool.
That's awesome.
And I also like
is
that it's not just like the same as Soul Society East branch where with the stuff they deal with. Like this is totally different stuff. So I want them to go more into that stuff, so I would really be open for Kubo, like eventually maybe if you wanted to do like a actual like series for Burn the Witch. I really want to see that.
Have them have both Soul Societies.
Yeah, or just crossover. Yeah,
Come on,
because they could cross over because they're in the same universe, so we could have crossovers with that and with characters from Bleach.
Sure, that's the first time we get to see a new animation style from Kubo too.
Yeah.
Or at least the art style and the way they chose the anime.
Yeah, it was actually a different studio that did Burn the Witch. It wasn't Studio Pierrot, so
yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
right?
I think it was called Studio Kaleido or something. It was another studio, but it looked really good. I was like, damn, I kind of want this kind of animation for the new Bleach anime. But I mean, I feel like we're getting that too. It's just of course, Studio Pierrot again.
I mean, I feel like we're getting beyond that, just based on what we've seen.
Definitely.
Yep.
I guess unless anybody else has something to say about it, move on to.
Honestly, I would want them to combine the two universes. Well, not really. It's the same universe, but some type of crossover.
Cross them over, yeah.
Hey.
Like, imagine Ichigo going to Britain for whatever reason, right? Whatever plot, right? And he's
Fight a dragon.
Yeah, right. Like he's fighting a dragon, dude. Like, come on, let it happen.
Honestly, that could be a fifth movie right there for you. Like, you could just turn that into a movie.
You even had that one character.
Yes.
That way you don't mess with the canon, but at the same time you kind of throw in both your works together.
You even had that one dude in.
They're gonna have to keep Kenpachi out. He's gonna annihilate.
You even had that one dude who was pretty much just.
At that point, he definitely.
Kenpachi just sees a dragon, he just bodies it in one hit.
You also had that one guy who's pretty much just Grimjow 2.0 with like the mask and all that.
Yeah. Bruno.
I kind of like that. I was like, okay, references, right? I liked it. Like I said, I liked it, but I was like, man, I just wanted more. I liked the ideas, but
that's the case with Kubo. You just want more.
Yeah. I guess he just doesn't want to commit to a series right now.
Yeah, he's like, here's some ideas, but I'm not going to do anything with it.
It might have been at the time that it might have been at the time that he was already underway with the Bleach anime.
Yeah, because I feel like that might be the case.
Could have been.
He's probably so busy working on the production and with working with the production team on that.
Overseeing everything.
Yeah,
probably.
I feel like probably after the anime's finished, he might go back and do more stuff.
Yeah, hopefully.
But anyways, with that all being said, I guess it's time to do our outros.
One thing. It's gonna be pure speculation talk, so it's gonna be short.
Okay.
But how do you guys feel about a game being made?
I'd be totally fine with that.
Bleach?
It depends on who's making it.
You mean another one?
Do it.
Okay. Well, I want multiple ones in particular, like a usual one, like Soul Resurrection, but I also want a fighting game one, like what Arcs did with Dragon Ball Fighters. That has a good amount of cast and diversity for them to actually do it. So.
Just do Naruto Storm for Bleach. That's it. I'm good.
I mean, I think Bleach deserves more than just an arena fighter. It needs
I was about to say, what if we had like Platinum or something? Do like a Bleach game. It was like a character action.
Yes.
Oh Lord, Zondetsu, literally.
I see. That's what
honestly,
I want. Some like
Platinum?
DMC type, like I don't know, character action type game. That'd be cool.
Give Capcom.
Do you want Aaron to not play anything else ever again?
Give Capcom Bleach rights to fucking make a game, dude. The holy fucking shit. Like you already have people modding DMC to fucking have like Bleach characters. So just go all the way.
Well.
I think someone literally modded like the Ichigo's combat badge on Nero's jacket, and they changed his hair to orange.
Yep. Like, could you imagine going through like Bleach's sagas and arcs in the DMC
Oh my
format.
God.
You know, instead of being 20 missions, you actually have like long missions. That's like the whole arc.
Bust a
That'd
fucking
be
nut at
amazing.
that point. Jesus Christ.
Oof.
Fucking nut bar.
Nut bar.
Can I
Like,
taunt?
I'm all down for like another like Bleach Storm type of deal, or even like Kakarot type of thing. Like, sadly, both of those are done by CyberConnect, and I don't know how their schedule's looking like for like making new
That's
IPs.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, I want CyberConnect to do it so bad for a fighting game.
Yeah, like I don't want One Piece Burning Blood or like the crap they did with My Hero and One Punch Man. That's like sending it out to die.
One Punch Man, the game nobody played.
Yeah, like that was literally just they send it out
Jump
to die.
Force.
Oh,
like,
no.
More,
No Jump Force.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
more
Jump
like
Force. Let's go.
Yeah, no
More
Jump
like-
Force.
Trash
more,
Force.
more like Shit Force.
Wild
like the
Force.
game, like honestly, like looking at the Bleach characters look so uncanny. Like it's a reason why you should never make anime characters look realistic.
You capping, man. We
It was
have
not an
all
Aizen's
the-
plan to be in that shit.
Nope.
Planned out
Same
your entire
thing. Same thing
life.
for Grimmjow. Same thing for Hitsugaya. Same thing for Yoruichi. They did not plan to be in that.
Although Yorichi though definitely was
Well, I mean, I'm guessing they
did
still
her
make her
justice.
I
through.
mean,
So that's all that matters.
They
I
did.
mean,
yeah.
modders would be like, yeah, I'll take my leave.
You just
I'll take
reminded me of
my
a certain
cake.
chapter in the certain chapter in the Bleach.
Yeah.
Manga.
Thousand Year
That's going to be
Blood War,
interesting when they animate
yeah,
that.
more-
man.
Dude,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying, bro.
But yeah, more games aside from the fucking gacha shit.
like,
I did
yeah, I'll
play
take a fighting game and an action game. That's good enough
Yeah.
for me.
I did play the gacha game until I got bored.
We have that Bleach
Oh,
Brave Souls game, which I haven't played that, but
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
gacha
gotcha.
one.
That's the one.
Yeah.
It's on PS4. You can actually play it there too.
Really?
Yeah.
The only thing I like about that is like the new art or the new forms they give certain characters.
Yeah, that's like the
Yeah,
cool part
but-
about it.
But then you gotta play the actual game. I don't
No,
know.
I
just-
don't. I watch somebody.
And awakening the characters takes forever, and that's kind of fucking annoying.
Literally watch the trailer for when they come out. There you go. I've done myself a service.
all right.
This is a gotcha game, right? You're not really getting anything out of it otherwise.
That's most
That's
gacha
the
games.
bad thing with it. Like, the game is actually decent. Like, it actually has fun stuff to do in it, but good luck pulling the character you want.
Yeah,
aside,
that's,
Welcome to
aside
gacha.
from the pain that gacha brings you, you're not gonna
that's the problem.
get
With,
much out of it.
That's
This
the
sounds like
problem with-
Bleach
Put-
token battle over here.
that's the problem.
Put
with
money in, you
gacha
get nothing
games,
out.
that they
You
expect
get almost
to
nothing.
burn.
Yeah,
Like
Like-
real gambling.
Yes.
Yeah, like this is coming from someone who did play like FGO and Fire Emblem Heroes for a while. Yeah, it expects you to burn a lot of money.
I sadly need to go back to FGO, so I know the pain.
You're gonna pull
Like
Castoria.
you haven't played. Have you played FGO?
I played a little
Chaos?
bit of it, but I could just never really get into it. I'm not big on gacha. It's just way too much. I mean,
That's exactly why I don't
Yeah.
play Mega Man because
I-
I'm not having.
I mean, to get
Yeah,
anything
like-
really, it is kind of, it feels to pay to win in a way, because like if you want to get anything actually worth anything, you got to put money into it. So I don't like that aspect
Yeah,
of it.
and then
But
the
even-
later.
But even
Yeah.
then, people still spend like thousands of dollars and then end up with nothing.
I will say X-Dive is a little less scummy about it.
no,
Just
it's
from
not.
somebody who did play it.
No,
Well, I'm
it's
saying
not. It's
you
worse.
don't need that shit. Is what I'm saying to
Did you
go
stop
anywhere in
playing
the
it,
game.
James?
Yeah, I stopped playing it just because I got bored.
Yeah.
Trust me, it gets a lot worse at a certain point where it's a point where you actually do need to spend money to even, stay consistent in the game. So, no. I gave up on that shit. I didn't start it, and I gave up. But that's irrelevant. We should actually.
I was about to say, maybe we should just do a podcast
Yeah.
on gacha games.
Oh God.
I don't think we will.
All right, so I'm just going to go in random order here. Drillbit, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can just find me on Twitter at Drilbit777. That's really where I'm only active at.
Okay. Dirty Dan?
Yeah, you can find me mostly on Twitter as well, on twitter.com/thedirtydan__. That's where most of the time I'm mostly active.
All right. DevilHunterJames?
In my bed at DevHunterJames. I'm making fun of my own dumbass for that shit.
Archangel.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
He says that.
I mean dead ass. Move on to the next person.
All right.
Yeah,
Randall.
damn.
You can find me at None of You Goddamn Business on Twitter. That's good. Twitter, ImmortalBrandel, everywhere else, legit. Mind your fucking business. There you go.
I'm actually gonna search that up. See if someone has that tag.
Probably. And as for me, you can find me on YouTube and Twitter at KaptainKaos. And you can find me on Instagram as well, where I post my art stuff at Enigmatic Arts. And this was pretty fun. I haven't really hosted a podcast in a while, so it was pretty different. Yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed listening, and I hope you guys enjoyed partaking, and discussing weeb shit. So, that all being said, till next time, we will see you all later.
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 Fuck off.
Damn.